from that and seeing them now go to the top of the Betway Premiership. In the other match, it was again a situation where Gavin Hansard managing to come back from one down to snatch victory. And the question is that I will be putting to both Coach Shorty as well as Matthew Booth is, what happened? How did this situation occur? Is it a case of Stelly's brilliance, or is it a case of Kaizer Chiefs maybe not taking the opportunities that were presented?
It's more of a case where Chiefs did not take the chances that they were presented, because 7 saves from Stage Stevens just tells you Chiefs were attacking, but they were not clinical, and they were technically bankrupt in a sense that they could not go into their stores and be able to create finesse. When
they created chances though, Shorty. We can't talk about not creating.
No, create finesse to finish.
The finish was missing.
Yeah, the finish was missing.
Because look at the opportunity here. Stevens gets a hand on it, maybe makes it easier, because now the ball is significantly more controllable for Dupree. He doesn't finish.
Well, first it was a brilliant ball in, I think, from Marco in behind Stanic. And this is a good save from Stevens. And I think Dupree has to hit this on the half volley because there are defenders around him. But he just catches it on the Achilles. I mean,
why can he not control it, Matthew?
No, I think he doesn't know what's coming in behind him. So I think he's got to try and hit it on the half volley first time. But he completely fluffs his lines there.
Second half, another great opportunity. Fantastic. The half has just started. And the man you'd bank on from that range, Lilepo.
Exactly the bankruptcy I'm talking about, because if you are able to put your foot down instead of, putting your heel up, you are able to complete that move and score a goal.
So that is another one where you say definite opportunity to score, should have scored?
Last night we watched Ngwenya leaning backwards. You almost making an excuse for yourself. Just get your head over the ball and, hit it with some confidence.
And then, Sage Stevens, of those saves, that may be the best of the saves in that second half, where Kaizer Chiefs, again, had the opportunity to take the lead.
Absolutely, because they created 6 chances in the first half. In the second half, they go on to make 3 more. Clear-cut chances as well, because look at Lilepo, he brings it down. And the numbers of players that are in the box to overload. For me, that's what I'm talking about, technical ability for you be to able to see your teammate. Can I make a pass instead of taking a shot? What type of shot am I taking as well?
So those are the opportunities that went begging. But then the story is also about how the ball found the back of the net, and it began with Kaizer Chiefs doing that 10 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, Billy, tries to take on Solomons, who gets in a good tackle, and Daka just finds himself out of position. And Tiani doesn't fill in for him, and Lilepo is free to put in a superb cross. Lebusu, you can't really blame him for getting some form of deflection on that, and then it hits Flavio Silva directly in the chest. And at this stage, this was well-deserved. And to be honest with you, both teams down the sides, when there was a turnover, they looked very susceptible.
And here, he does then come to score Langalihle Pili. But I'm sure in his head, he was like, for this goal, he lost the ball. He caused the turnover, and that's how Silva eventually finds the ball in the back of the net.
And I'm happy that the coach did not take him off, because he goes on to score. Because normally you look at the wingers and you're like, you are not coming back to defend, but what does the scenario look like? Chiefs were in possession, and Stellenbosch won possession back, but they couldn't clear their lines and move upfield. Instead, they lose the ball in their own half, and you're susceptible to concede.
Let's talk about this goal, because Titus Lepas today, an assist as well as a goal. I don't know which one was better, because the assist or the goal, the pass from Titus, unreal.
When you're playing direct football, your passes need to be accurate. And this is a similar pass that we saw from Mudiba last week. It's on the ground. Look at the first touch. The first touch propels him, and he knows that when I hit a cross like that on the ground, an own goal can even come from that. The weight of the pass, the timing of the pass, making sure that Pili is not offside when he makes that pass, because the first striker could have gotten it, but he doesn't get it, Cupido doesn't get it, and then it still curls away. That is proper technique. He does this week in and out.
But let's go back to the start of that move, though. Gavin's made a number of changes at half-time. In fact, he took off Justa on 33 minutes, made 2 changes at half-time. One of them was Tiwani. Sharp, quick feet, he gets on the ball. He passes with purpose into the center of that midfield. sub coming on and having an immediate impact. But of course, that cross from Titus was simple.
I mean, when the keeper can't go and the entire defense can't reach it, you can't deliver a better pass than that.
Yeah, and Billy's just got to make sure that he's ahead of
like Solomon's.
Yeah, so then it's a simple tap in, because it's that curled ball in between the keeper and the defensive line. It's just an invite.
Yeah, in cricket, they say it's in the zone of uncertainty. And right in that zone was where Pili was able to find the back of the net, because he was certain. Then, here comes the winning goal. And again, it's Pili now with the supply.
Look at the similar situations here. Stellenbosch wins the ball in Chiefs' opponent's half. And then pass forward, run forward, think forward, and he hits it first time. In this game, Titus has 3 shots at goal, you know, and 8 duels, meaning that he was there, he was part of the game, he's intentional, he stays onside, and he uses the correct foot. We saw Marco in the same position. Instead, he wanted to hit it with his left instead of his right. Jabbar just skids over. It's like a training session, Marco, talking Yalboni defender, Komita, and he center back Komita, meaning that if I make a pass behind him, then we are good to go.
I've got to blame Quinica for chasing the ball there. He's marking Titus, who lays it into the midfield, and he doesn't stay with Titus, but he chases after the ball, hoping to get a challenge in, when in fact Shabalala was the nearest challenger. You know, instead of keeping calm, keeping your position, keeping your defensive line, he misses the challenge, he misses the tackle. Now Titus is in behind him. You know, so if he had just remained in shape, they would have gone in at full time at 1-1.
But Jabbar, brilliant. I mean, he does breeze past Quinica there, gives the perfect ball, and then instantly you get McCarthy, who can't get across, and that finish is brilliant.
And Titus does so well to open his body up, and he uses the L shape that McCarthy offers him, you know, with that outstretched leg as a target to curl it into the far post. Really a terrific goal.
And I always wondered, you know, in a situation today where McCarthy's mind would be. And I'm not saying in this situation that was relevant, but he was on 3 yellow cards, had the chance of not being part of the derby on the weekend, had he picked up another booking today.
You wouldn't have gotten a chance to get a booking there, because Titus was too fast, too smart for him. Because
there was no take one for the team.
No, he could take one. Because if Titus would have gotten a touch, then he would have gotten a chance to close him down. And remember now, McCarthy is moving across because he's going to where Quinica is supposed to be. And in him moving across, he's going to his weak foot. He has to block with his right instead of his left, which is his dominant foot. So he's going on there to say, 1 down, I need to stay on my feet as long as possible, delay him. But Titus says, you can't delay me because I'm just going to go before you even think about it.
Now, for Gavin Hunt's side, 3 shots on target, 2 of them find the back of the net. That is clinical, comparatively speaking, to some of the statistics that Kaizer Chiefs will be looking at there and saying 9 shots on target, only 1 hits the net.
Yeah, great conversion rate. And as you said, post-match, he's now got 7 points from 3 games this year. So on the up, 11th spot, you know, takes him away from trouble to some degree. And very combative as well in that midfield. I think he also did well to bring on Palace instead of Mtiani and really stabilize that midfield.
Keep talking to me about subs, though, because we also had Miguel Cardoso making subs that were telling for Mamelodi Sundowns in that second half against Amazulu. Allende comes on. He's not a person you expect to get a goal, but he gets the crucial one.
Yeah, my question to you, Thomas, is did you enjoy being top of the table during that period? But, okay, sorry, let's move on. Yeah, Allende coming on, super sub. You know, the pressure was brought to bear. I think if you're watching this game, you were just waiting for Amazulu to crack. You know, Amazulu put up a fantastic defensive display up until it just bobbled up for Allende, and he slotted that beautifully past Johnson.
Here's the finish. There's Marcelo Allende. There's the first goal of the season. And it could prove by the end of the season to be one of the most important goals of the season for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Absolutely, and the role that Ayende is playing, he's coming on as a sub in the second half to stabilize the game, and here he progressed the game because him getting a goal, look how far ahead he is. Mokoena moves forward, he's also slotting in at the right time, and he comes from behind, which means that his intention was to say, I'm going to go for the loose ball, I'm going to go for the last part of it, because how many times did Sundowns try to score and they couldn't?
Can I tell you that the entire time that game was going on, Coach Shorty was a true believer in the fact that Sundowns have a late goal in them.
Technically, they opposite bankrupting.
Rich.
Yeah, they are technically rich. They are technically rich, and even on the bench, they are rich and all of that. And when Sundowns doesn't get the results, it's because their plan did not work out and they didn't come with a strategy to execute well, because they've got quality from the first player on the pitch to the last player on the pitch. And that's what you get from them. They just have it in them where they know when we want to get a goal at this moment, let's go and get it.
And Ngwenya's miss first half.
Exactly, Thomas.
Ngwenya's miss.
You took the words right out of my mouth. We saw how animated Arthur was on the sidelines when Ngwenya missed that chance in the first half. He knew that chances were going to be few and far between, and that pressure
was it, right?
Pressure was going to be brought to bear.
And look at that pressure. Look at the numbers. Almost 70% of the possession to Mamelodi Sundowns. And by some of the stats that I've looked at, 29 shots were attempted by Sundowns. They pulled the trigger that many times. I mean, that's true suffering from Usutu. They had to do everything without the ball. Devastation when the ball hits the net from Allende.
Yeah, Johnson was superb. And again, when as a central defender, when you see your striker miss an opportunity like that early on, you know, I can't describe the kind of angst that you feel because you know it's coming.
Yeah, you make a tackle while shouting, "Dota, you should have scored," while going to make a tackle.
Guys, they're the matches. Sundowns take on Skukuni. That's a top of the table clash. And then there's the Soweto derby. Coach, Saturday, FNB, Kuraf.
Uspice umefi. Spicier than paprika is smoked. That's all I'm saying.
What do you see? What kind of football match can we expect on Saturday?
A humdinger. Because both teams didn't get positive results going into the derby.
Humdinger. Sure. Matt, Saturday?
I feel we're going to drop, Sundowns is going to drop points against Sekukuni.
Really?
Yeah, I can see a draw. The derby, you know, you can't predict a derby. I mean, it's just impossible. But it's going to be an amazing game.
You can't? It's impossible?
Yeah. Normally a low-scoring game. I feel that there's more than 3 goals.
So there you go. It's that tight, which means you have to be with us for it. And I'm going to leave you now with still more football action for you with the UEFA Champions League